And they are lining up against the number 8 team in the country. First time since 2021 a top 10 team comes to Raleigh-Durham. Georgia. First play is a pass and a dart complete outside to Noah Rogers for a first down. There is Duke Scott running between the tackles, as Taylor Davis told us we would see more of tonight. He is a 2nd and 16 after the pass interference. Over the middle, caught by Cody Hardy, who expects to get more snaps tonight.
3rd down, 3 or less. They're going empty. So you may want to isolate one of the inside receivers.
Pressure off the edge. Bailey delivered quickly to Dante Daniels. 3rd first down of this opening drive for the Wolfpack. Scott cuts it up the middle. Runs over a man. Carries tacklers inside the 15. Come into this game having lost 4 of their last 5. Quarterback run. Bailey cannot get out of that tackle by Clayton Powell-Lee, their 2nd leading tackler. Two fakes. Floated to the end zone. Hardy for a touchdown.
Running backs at home, so as a defender, you're thinking, okay, I have to stay in the run, but Cody Hardy's the tight end. Line up right in that C gap. You block, you block, you block, you delay, you trip, maybe on purpose, and then you find the end zone. Cody Hardy is stepping up because he's the next man up. And not let King beat you.
Here's Jamal Haynes. He is wrapped up in the backfield. Kean Sloan, a 2-time All-Mountain West defensive lineman at Utah State, transferring over in the offseason.
He's one of our impact players for
2nd and 12. King moving up in the pocket. Hit Jordan Allen for a big gainer. Still going. And finally shoved out of bounds inside the 30.
This year, his ability to push the ball downfield. This offense doesn't just want to get 2 or 3 yards of play. They want explosives. And that's one of the explosives that we're seeing. They show you the run, they show you that fake, and they throw the ball downfield. Now he's able to keep his balance, stay in bounds, and fight for another 15 or so extra yards.
And it sets up first down inside the 30-yard line. King on the keeper, turning the corner. And he is nudged out by Caden Fordham, the leading tackler for NC State.
If you see the ball on the edges of this NC State defense, that means they're doing it wrong. You see right here,
100 yards of offense, no turnovers, and 5 touchdowns. King right up the middle for a touchdown. A very quick response on the opening drive for Georgia Tech.
Haynes King is picking up where he left off last week. 395 yards last week and 5 total touchdowns. You saw a 50-yard pass, and then now about a 10 or so yard play zone. This time it looks a little bit more like man.
Pressure comes. Quick throw over the middle is caught for a first down. Duke Scott on the carry.
For the most part, stopping the run, and NC State's trying to exploit that.
And Bailey is somebody who can exploit it. Long strides up the middle at 6'6", pickup of 21.
That's the maturity that we talked about, the decisiveness. Dave Doran this week said, we want to see him make quicker decisions when it comes to running the ball. And this was that. There was a little bit of a lane. Look how open it is on the middle. And then, boom, he decides to take off. It's man-to-man.
2nd and 7. Underneath, Hoffman took a shot and made the catch. Gain of 16.
It looks like
the blow by Omar Daniels.
It looks like Georgia Tech is playing a little bit
in the first quarter. And that touchdown on the opening drive. 1st and 10. Bailey floats, hits Daniels near the 5-yard line for a first down.
So Daniels, tight end, and Brady 7. He's going to do what we call like a stop block. He waits. Watch him. He's going to feel like he's blocking, but there's no...
Less than 5 seconds on the play clock. Bailey got it off with one. Up the middle, he's taken off. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. 11-yard scamper. Wolfpack back on top.
Keep your eyes on number 74, Jalen Grant, one of the leaders of the team. This is a designed quarterback draw, a designed run. But Lightsey is spying the quarterback. He's looking at Daniels. Look at Grant just get a little bit of touch, and that's able to just force Lightsey to avoid him. And then C.J. Bailey does the rest.
What a start. Thank you very much, Kevin. After a touchdown drive to take the lead for NC State, Malachi Hosley, last year's. They go back to him.
Win a championship with my team. That's all I care about. And you see that really embodied team first kind of guy.
Delivers a dart over the middle to Eric Rivers, who is the first AP All-American in. He is the reigning National Player of the Week after the 41-16 win over Syracuse. And that run will likely take us to the end of the first quarter. But now 2nd and 5 for Haynes King and Georgia Tech. And a first down run for the Heisman candidate.
Keep on making the plays you're supposed to make.
Aiden Burr from 43 yards. Tucks it in the right upright. Held on to win that game. Wake Forest in action right now against Florida State over on ACC Network. And that is the first sack of the game for either team. It's a loss of 7. And Akilo Stone back for the first time in 4 games with the tackle.
Watch him on the inside. Just work, spin move, work. We
said it earlier tonight. That is a playoff eliminator type of game. Neyland at night. Here's a pass underneath from Haynes King. Brett Seither running it past midfield and into enemy territory.
He has 27 seniors on this team. Every single senior is on that leadership council, mature team.
Haynes King pumps, keeps, runs over a man at the 30.
In the past, last week we saw them do a play action for a big game.
Traylon Maddox in the backfield. They pitch it to him with space. Lowers the shoulder for a first down. He had a torn right labrum, which limited him throwing the football. At that point, he thought about going back lefty. The right arm looks pretty good tonight, though. A delivery to Eric Rivers.
We have to be able to perform.
King sifting through tacklers. Number 1 red zone offense in the ACC. King floats. Touch! Yellow Jackets lead. J.T. Byrne.
J.T. Byrne receives the touchdown. Haynes King fakes it. And no Will Hammond for Texas Tech.
Well, the Big 12 could get shaken up in a big way tonight with Utah playing Cincinnati at home. That's the late game. Here's Noah Rogers with a nice run after the catch to move the chains. Packer 3 for 4 on 3rd downs in this game. This on 3rd and 20. Bailey with room to run if he wants it. Instead throws. Has an open man. It's Anderson. Turns it upfield. Anderson down to the 15. Monster gain to extend the drive. 52-yarder.
Love the decision by C.J. Bailey. So he could have ran the ball, but it wouldn't have been for a first down. It's 3rd and 20. You might have been able to get 10, maybe 15, but he slows down. Then he finds Terrell Anderson deep down the field. The fact that C.J. Bailey started to run, the DBs, their eyes started to go in the backfield. They thought he was going to run for 50 like he did before. So that's a level of maturity.
Duke Scott following blockers inside the 10. Game at the quarterback position with Darius Johnson to his left. Wilson keeps trying to outrun the defense. Wilson leaping for a touchdown. And took their first lead of the game.
Well, started with C.J. Wilson getting that ball down the field, and then, C.J. Bailey. Now Will Wilson using his legs once again. Number 10, when he gets in the game, usually going to run it. He reaches the ball crosses the plane. There's full control, full possession. So to me, that's a clear no losses. And whoever wins gets an automatic bid to the college football playoff, wins this conference,
Haynes King pumps, now takes off, slices up the middle near the line to gain. Thank you very much, Kevin, with the Texas alum, Sam Acho. Taylor Davis on the sideline. Final 2 minutes of the first half. All 3 timeouts for the Yellow Jackets. Pass is caught by Allen. King pulls it out with blockers. First down and more inside the 40. Haynes slips out of one tackle, then is upended on the near sideline by Jackson Vick against an undefeated Georgia Tech team coming in ranked number 8. King taken down in the backfield. Caden Fordham with the first sack for the Pack.
Georgia Tech, their first, 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1:08.
Caden Fordham and Kenny Soares come around the edge on that blitz in the
3-man rush. King dumps it down. Not nearly enough for the first to Brett Seither. 4-man rush. Bailey over the middle. It's caught. Noah Rogers inside the 20 from 34. It is good. And NC State extends their lead going into the halftime locker room.
That's the end of the second quarter.
A sold-out Carter Finley Stadium. And Haynes King tackled by Travali Price.
From this offense.
King underneath. It's Jordan Allen. And the freshman.
Backs wide, see if you can cover them as a linebacker.
King with time to throw. Underneath, caught again. This time it's Luke Harpring. And he is upended near the 25. First and 10. King to the outside. What is the trouble, Sam? Particularly with guys playing out of position with all the injuries that they've had this year on that side of the ball. As King rumbles ahead for another first down. Third leading rusher in the ACC. That one turnover came on the 3rd snap of the season for Haynes King at Colorado. This is up the middle. And it's Jamal Haynes, the 3rd-year starting running back. Haynes King flips it out wide. Near the end zone, stopped short. Luke Harpring again. Burr 2 for 2 tonight. This from 23. And he splits the uprights. A rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. Here's a carry on first down to Duke Scott. In a foot race. Scott inside the 20. And he is taken down at the 5. And a flag comes in late for the backup running back in for Hollywood Smothers.
He just gets downhill. Everyone on that offensive line, including the tight ends,
was committed by number 6.
do a great job, what we call body on body. Just stay on your man. Then a face mask.
Of extending the lead in the 3rd. It's Wilson. And he is in for a touchdown.
Will Wilson, the true freshman, Mr. Football from South Carolina, getting into the end zone just like he did in high school. That first team out is Notre Dame because the 5 highest-ranked conference champions have to get in. Memphis will be the 5th.
There's Haynes King going to take a shot on play action. Has Rivers in stride. Rivers with one man to beat. And he is taken out of bounds at the 15 by Brian Nelson. Whoa!
The weakness of the NC State team is their defensive backs. There's a play action, a little bit of a NC State punch with Duke Scott. The counter punch has been attacking man-to-man.
68-yard gain. And that time King with a loss on the play.
but they're holding Georgia Tech to field goals, not touchdowns.
He has made 2, missed 1, and that is right down the middle from 29 yards. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in that game as well, a 1-point loss in Atlanta. The good news, Taylor, is that he's had probably the biggest start of his career coming against a top 10 team. He redshirted last year, still very young. There's Noah Rogers, who's had a nice night. A first down catch, his 5th of the game, and it goes for 14 yards in Raleigh this year for the Wolfpack on both sides of the football. Scott again for a gain of 5.
I expect some of those guys to drop out.
3rd and 6. Bailey backing up, evading pressure. Wide open man. Teddy Hoffman. Touchdown!
And then he's like, made you look. And Teddy Hoffman, the true freshman who's had to step up this season, who hasn't had an opportunity to step up this season all season long, comes up with another big play for NC State. Making a decision to start Jacoby Brissett, another leader for former NC State.
Here's a flip to Allen. Has a lane. Makes another man miss. Allen dragged down inside the 45 after a run of 33 yards.
This is
5 on the play clock. Jet sweep. Goes to Hosley. Has the first down. Drive after a 3rd and 10. Fake the jet sweep. King with blockers. Stiff arm. And is taken down inside the 10. Gain of 23.
So the edges, boom, inside. That's what we're seeing. Everyone's attacking.
Any quarterback in the country with that type of statistic. 1st and goal. Haynes with a gain of 3 or 4.
4th and 1, false start. They get backed up, field goal. That's a 4-point swing. Last series, field goal.
Fake it to Haynes. It's King in for a touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And he draws Georgia Tech closer still.
One-on-one opportunity with linebacker Caden Fordham in the hole. And the vision as a running back, boom, cut back, lower the shoulder. And Fordham thinks that King is going one way. And King just ever so subtly and slightly cut.
They have trailed in 6 of their 8 games to this point. And they have won all 8. The last undefeated team in the ACC as we enter the 4th. Bailey sets up the screen. Underneath it goes to Dante Daniels, who's gotten more run tonight in place of the injured Justin Jolie.
So their star tight end, Justin Jolie, is out. And NC State, same way, nothing to lose.
CJ Bailey checks it down to Scott. He is wrapped up near the line to gain. Might have gotten enough with that extra effort, and they will move the chains.
Playing Georgia Tech, on the other hand, defense has struggled.
Duke Scott following blockers. And he continues to push ahead on this Georgia Tech defense. The 3-year starter, back-to-back leading tackler Kyle Eford was in on the stop on that last play. Here's Scott shedding 1 tackle. Eford did bring him down, but not after a first down run. Yards to carry. Here's Fields, that time stopped just behind the line of scrimmage. Trying to extend the lead back to 11. From the left hash, finds set, tucks it in. Dick Vitale classic. Haynes King trying to lead a comeback. Swarmed and crunched behind the line of scrimmage. There was a direct snap from Jamal Haynes to Haynes King. King will take off. And he's taken down in the backfield.
Last time we called an NC State game, Kean Sloan, we described him as an X-Man. We said he's everywhere. He's like the Nightcrawler. Look at him on this inside move. He's fighting, he's pulling, he's pressing, he's stretching. Get a stop.
There's Duke Scott. A career night over 145 yards rushing. Yellow Jackets showing pressure. They bring it. They will pass. Bailey, the long throw is caught for a first down. Guess who? Noah Rogers.
There's that decision making. We've seen him.
2-score game, less than 6 minutes to play. Time now not on Georgia Tech's side here. Bailey had the ball tipped, somehow still caught, and another first down. Wesley Grimes.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I didn't love the decision to pass it. That was an RPO, so run pass option. So he made the right decision based off.
Bailey will pass. Escapes pressure. Bailey with his legs. Upended with a first down. To extend the game. To extend the drive, rather. And now this from Duke Scott. Touchdown, Pack!
Duke Scott just sees it. That's the backside. The play's supposed to go to the other side, but he has the vision to cut back. The 5'10", 205-pound running back from Stockbridge, Georgia, has the vision, the speed, the endurance, and the mental makeup. We talk about next man up. This is running back too.
With a 24-17 win that started a 3-game skid for North Carolina State. And now to your point, they'll be without Trey Thomas in the first half against the Miami Hurricanes next week. Here's King underneath, caught for a first down and more. Isaiah Canyon. However, they do have a date with the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll move to 7-1 with a win today against Florida.
And those 2 games will be huge.
They will join 4 other ACC teams with 1 loss, dropping this game today against NC State. 3rd and 2. King, first down, extends the drive.
So they still need to hurry up. The clock's not going to stop on a first down. It's not within 2 minutes. They're still in hurry up mode. Do it fast.
Looking end zone here. Floats it to the corner. It is caught. Was he in bounds? Yes! Zion Taylor with an acrobatic touchdown catch of 16 yards. And they will keep the offense on the field to go for 2.
Perfectly placed ball. And I'm just seeing, did that right foot get down before the left? That right toe.
Double pass. And that was blown up by Jamel Johnson, the Temple transfer. They've been right there at the half against so many of these opponents. Trailed Notre Dame by 2, trailed Duke by 1, ultimately losing in those contests. Boy, what a wild day of college football, Kevin, and I'm sure that game will follow suit. The nightcap out west. 2 elite quarterbacks. 1st and 10 for King. Is he still, Sam Acho, in the conversation for the Heisman despite this loss tonight? His 5th 100-yard rushing performance to go along with over 360 yards passing.
And more than that. So this is a monumental win for NC State.
The last time a top 10 team came on the road and took a loss at the hands of the Wolfpack. What a catch. Ready for this clock to hit quadruple zeros.
It's about
340 yards and 3 touchdowns. Haynes King to the end zone. It is intercepted. Caden Fordham